Good afternoon. I just want to take this time to share with you a conversation that I had with one of America's greatest leaders. I was granted the opportunity to meet with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and dialogue with him about where are we today and the power of one. I had so many questions to ask him, but my meeting was granted based on the condition that I would keep it within a 4-minute time frame. Ecstatic that I was granted the meeting, I agreed to the time I was given. So I knew I had to go in with a plan to streamline my conversation to maximize the moment. I arrived at the designated place at the designated time. I said, "Hello, Dr. King." He said, "Hello, Almoni. He said, "Are you by yourself?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Oh, the power of one." I didn't quite understand the comment that he made at that time. He said, "Have a seat." Very anxiously, I sat at his feet. I said, "Dr. King, I've been on this earth 11 long years, and I have a lot of questions. I came to you because I thought you would have the answers. I read the I Have a Dream speech that you gave during the 1960s, and many of the inalienable rights that you spoke about, like the right of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, have been fought for and won. In fact, we have the very first African-American president, Barack Obama. But Dr. King, we still have a lot to overcome, like gang violence, teenage pregnancies, HIV, AIDS, high prison rates, and inadequate education standards." Dr. King handed me a book and said, "Turn to this page." It was a book of all his famous speeches. And the title of this speech was, "Where do we go from here?" He said, "Almoni, I think what you're trying to ask me is, where do we go from here?" And I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Go study history." I said, I was thinking, history? He was right. History? I'm not trying to go back. I'm trying to go forward. He said, "Yes, history. Go back to the very, very beginning." I said, "Genesis? In the Bible?" He said, "Yes." He said, "When God made man, he breathed in him and he became a living soul. So you have to understand who you are and whose you are." Almoni, in this season, in order to go where you need to go, you must do what you have not done. Go and study. Study the Bible. Study maps. Study ancient empires like Carthage, Rome, Greece, Guatemala, and Saqqat. Study individuals like Mansa Musa and the ideologies of Booker T. Washington and W.E.B. Du Bois. Study my works and study Malcolm X's works. So read about Kwame Nkrumah, who led the first independent nation of Ghana. What was he trying to do? Find out what he did right and what did he do wrong. Study Marcus Garvey and the Universal Negro Improvement Association. What was he trying to do? Almoni, when going back studying history, you must take in what can be used and pass over what cannot. You must learn from its mistakes so they will not be repeated. You see, there's over 6 billion people on planet Earth, but God did not give a single person the same fingerprints. He gave each individual their purpose, their gift. And once you find that purpose, that is the power of one.